Okay, good morning traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through the live order flow analysis in Bookmap. The whole goal here is to understand the participants' behavior in the auction process. So that gives us some sort of clarity or direction to where price might go. We can do that with order flow. That's why we'll go through it in the live market and give insight to where price might go. It's not a trading room. We will take trades in here. It is in demo though, and the only reason that we're taking trades is to understand not only the opportunity in the order flow, but how to manage it in the order flow. A lot of times you can be in a trade and the market is telling you get out or stay in or add more, and that's what we want to get insight to. All right, so that's why we will take some trades if we see something. It's only in demo. All right, so and furthermore, here are the disclosures. All Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. One housekeeping item here. Congratulations to the winners in the Blue Jacket competition. If you guys aren't familiar with the Blue Jacket competition, well, you can use your QR code here, scan it with your phone, or you can go to bookmap.com, and then I can put the link in here as well for you. Okay, and it's bookmap.com/Blue Jacket basically. Okay, and you can go through here and read about it. It's a part of the Bookmap Academy, actually. That's how it works. You'll join the Academy, and you might as well. You can win Bookmap for 3 months as well as data, or 1 month as a runner-up of Global Plus. Right. So anyway, check it out, and hope you win. All right, let's jump into the market. If there's anything else, anyone has any questions here, let's take a look. Okay. Good morning, everybody. All right. Where's the MBO bundle subscription? Okay, so first off, will not work with. This is Black Girl Magic. This will not work with DX feed for futures. You will have to have either Rhythmic or Bookmap data. All right, so Bookmap data for CME. Here, I'll show you where you can find it though. If you go to bookmap.com, click on the More button, and then go to the Marketplace here. The add-ons, you can see it right here. MBO Bundle, click on that. It'll take you right to it, and you can read about it. It didn't take you right to it. You need to scroll a little bit. It's right here underneath. All right, so click on that, and it still didn't take us to it. Okay, there we go. Click on the text MBO bundle and it'll take you to it. All right, and this is what you get. You either need Bookmap data for CME, Rhythmic. Also works with some of the cryptocurrencies, but for the most part, it's Rhythmic and Bookmap data, CME. And what you'll get is the Stops and Icebergs, Subchart, On-Chart, Liquidity Tracker Pro, the Trader Map Pro, and then Market Pulse 2, Algorithms bundle here. Okay, so it's quite a bit. This is it's kind of costly. It's gives a lot of added value though. Being able to see stops and icebergs and being able to filter this trader map, or filter the heat map with Trader Map Pro, especially in these recent weeks due to this algo that's in here. Let me show you what I mean. I'll just restore the heat map to the default, and look at this algo that really kind of blows out the heat map here because they're using very high liquidity, and we're reading the market. We're displaying that liquidity in here. And this algo comes in just about every day at 8 o'clock or a little bit before, sometimes a little after. And look at the heat map before he comes in and look at it after. Okay, so you can use Trader Map Pro here to give to filter out this behavior in here. Now we'll also show you another way to do this with the heat map settings, and I'll go over that in just a second. But let's first go over how to do this with Trader Map Pro. Okay, so you will need to have that MBO bundle, Black Magic Girl, as you were just talking about there, and that's where you find it on the marketplace. Okay, so let's go up to Trader Map Pro and configure add-ons. Okay, we'll go to where is it? Here it is here. Okay, and I've already got it all set up, but we'll create it from scratch here actually. All right, so I'll just get rid of all of these. Just hit the create button, and then here you can give it a custom name. Select your symbol for the ES. Let's add the filter. Okay, here's the filter here, and I want to use the filter order change filter. Okay, so click on that, and then under the drop down here it says show only the orders that were changed. That's not what I want. I want not changed. Okay, so I want these orders in here. I want to show the ones that were not changed. The ones that changed in here are the ones I want to filter out. I want to filter out this behavior of this algo. Okay, by price or by size. You can also select price and size individually. All right, that's it. That's all you need to do. Click play, and then it opens a new synthetic instrument here that you can see. It's ESU4 CME dash order change filter at Trader Map Pro. All right, and it will load that data for us right now. Okay, so let me give it a moment here. While we're giving it a moment, I'm going to go show you the filtering and the heat map in here and how this might help as well. Okay, so let's right click here and we'll go to heat map settings, or you can also go up here to studies configuration and heat map here, same way to get there, or different ways to get to the same settings. And then here is where we're going to play around with the settings. Okay, upper and lower cutoff in here. I'm going to lower the cutoff in here. Okay, so what this means, and what I was showing you, we can demo it with exact size, but for example, if I use exact size and I look at here, this algo up here is around 400 or so, or at least at that area. So what if I put in something like 350? Okay, well, he's still there. All right, so let's continue on. Let's try 200. Okay, starting to get a little bit better because the other areas in here that were getting blown out, we're giving them more validity in here. Okay, we're saying the cutoff is at 200. If I go down to 150, that ought to really help. Okay, so yeah, so now you can see at 150, this algo blends into a lot of other liquidity. Okay, maybe that's a little too much though. All right, so now that's one. The only reason I'm using exact size in here is to demo how the upper and lower cutoff work. Okay, but I would rather use the slider and just kind of give it a feel here, what works best. So maybe somewhere around there. Now the lower cutoff is the same thing. Okay, we're going to we'll cut out the liquidity that is on the lower range in here. Anyway, it doesn't seem to be doing too much in here. I'm going to kind of keep it as is right there, and then that's it. Okay, so should help a little bit. Note that this liquidity now pops a little bit better into this area up here, so we know this is a pretty important area. Now let's go back and look at Trader Map Pro, and let's see how it cut it out. Okay, so you can see that behavior in here. There's little remnants of it in here. That algo performance, that halo around price here, but you can see that high liquidity up here around this 98 level shows up very, very clear. Okay, also these areas in here. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions on that. That should do the trick for you. And let me get to more questions in here. Yep, Alois, as always, is all over it and answered it correctly with DX feed. You need bookmap data or rhythmic data for the CME. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Rob. Let's see, you notice the multi-brackets doesn't apply across the DOM. It should. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So here, I'll demo that, Stephen. And let me just double check over on YouTube. Any questions? No. Good. Okay. All right. So okay, let's go back here and I'll show you the and I'm going to bring down just the brightness here of the heat map. Let me show you the multi-brackets tool in here, and we'll need to trade from the chart for that. So we're going to open up the trade control panel here. Okay, and I'm going to change it to both trading from the DOM and the chart. Okay, and I'm going to click on the pin button here, and I took a few trades this morning, and that's where we are. Anyway, let's show this new product in here that works both in demo and in real trading. Okay, so before it was only for real trading. We didn't have it working with the demo or in simulation. Now we do. All right, so you can trade your heart out. It is the multi-brackets here. You can see one is for real trading here or regular, and then you can see the sim here. This is the one we want, okay, because I'm in sim down here. You can see in the lower right hand corner. All right, so let's click on this. Let's select it, and then you can select in here whatever configuration you want, right? So your take profits in ticks, the size, and then your stop loss in ticks and your size. Okay, so that's it. Now you can trade from the chart in here in this window here, but you can also use DOM Pro, for example. Is that what you had a problem with, Stephen? Was it DOM Pro that you? Yeah, you said DOM Pro there. Okay, so let's open up DOM Pro and then enable it here. Okay, and that'll open it up. And here it is for the ES. All right, yeah, we should be good to go. So in fact, let's look for maybe something in here to give us a little insight where price might go. Okay, so maybe I'll short it here. Okay, and I should get my brackets, and there they are. So I just traded off of the DOM, Stephen, and then here's my stop loss and take profits over here. Okay, so on the bid, right? So I shorted, so these are all on the bid here, right? Okay, so I'm going to move. Ooh, I actually had it for 2 each, so I'm going to move them up here, and I'm just going to take some profit here at the bottom of the range. Okay, maybe we can get a runner out of it. Okay, I'm just dragging and dropping. Now you can do this in DOM Pro. It doesn't matter. Here, let me try that. Let me show you that. So drag and drop them also in DOM Pro will work for you. So up here, if you want to just take it and drag and drop it on top of each other, then you can move them all at once as well. Okay. All right, so does that work for you, Stephen? Did you try it? Rejected RMS today, total by quantity exceeds limit. Huh. I don't know. That's a weird one. You might want to reach out to support. See what they say. Oh, okay. Well, maybe this is it. You've got to make these equal. I think this might be the issue. Okay, so with your multi-brackets in here, do you see red in here, like a red number? Okay, they have to equal. You can't have like one runner without they have to the take profits in terms of size need to equal the stop loss in terms of size. That might be it. Okay, so try that. See if that works for you. I ran into that issue. That might be it. Okay. All right. Okay, so what else is going on in here? Well, let's see. It's pretty choppy at the moment. Some back and forth in here. Yeah. So yeah, we haven't gone through just answering some questions. So we haven't really gone through too much in terms of the order flow and what's going on here. Right. So that's our job now. And we just answered that question on that Trader App Pro, and hopefully that does the trick for you guys. At least you can get a little more value filtering the heat map this way, or use the Trader Map Pro. Okay. And then that should do the trick. Right. Okay, let's see if we can get this just move down here. A little bit of selling just to the bottom of the range here. That's all we're looking for. And nothing so far. All right, sellers, here we go. A little bit of exhaustion. Should get some selling here. Enough selling in here that should push it down into bottom of the range here. That's what we're looking for. Okay, high volume node down here, but maybe we can get a runner into that area. No, I mean, we got some of the selling here, but it just went down to this swing here, and that was it so far. Pretty choppy here at the moment. Yeah, it looks like buyers are getting kind of poised to maybe lift this here. Maybe we should exit. I mean, it's just back and forth right now, but yeah, I'm just going to cancel this. I don't like this setup, and I don't want to hold it just for the demo purpose, guys. So that's that. It will, if you guys haven't played around with this one, the new product we have, the trading journal. Okay, you might want to play around with that. You'll see here's a few trades earlier, and then the loss that we just took right now. So it was weird. So no, okay. So yeah, we see two different or three each. All right, whatever. Anyway, guys, we've been showing that if you're interested in that, the trading statistics, you'll need to have that on right here. And you can open up your trade stat window here and take a look at your trades. But the beauty of this here is we can open up the web journal here that then opens up, gives us more insight. You know, we've got the visual here of the profit and loss. You've got your profit ratios of winners versus losers. You've got your biggest winner, biggest loser, and your average winner, average loser. Okay, this is really good stuff, and you should be tracking all of this for your trading journal and also in your for those of you in the Bookmap Academy. Okay, because that academy is it's great. Like you create content and we'll give you feedback on it. Okay, on your trading. And if you start to get really good at it, then we'll give you Bookmap for free. Okay, and you can become a coach as well, and you can get data for free. All right, so let's see here. Let's continue on, and let's zoom out. Let's get our bigger picture approach here and see what's happening. Okay, and you can see for today, at least from 6 a.m. onwards, not much. We had some data here, as you can see, at 8:30. And then we can see the the move back and forth here. Our 930 cash open here, the upside, then right back down to the bottom of the range right here, the swing, and then right back up again. So I actually kind of looking for a in here. I thought we saw some sellers, and that's why we jumped in short here. But there's more and more buyers in here overall. So let's see if the buyers can kind of squeeze it higher here. Okay, in the bigger picture, that is. Right. And hold on a minute. Yeah. Grab this. So that gives us all right. This is our day trading plan. Here is what I wanted to go over. Our top-down approach, very, very simple, very straightforward. But what are the fundamentals? What's going on out there in the market? What's affecting price? Right. Then we want to look at the technicals and match the two together. Again, this is all about order flow. Even on those higher time frames, it is still order flow. It really is. Our education talks about like how all of the market is based off these first principles of what makes the market move in here. Like right now, look, here's some sellers here, some buyers and sellers in here. No buyers up here right now, sellers here. So sellers should be able to drop it a few ticks here. Just a few ticks is all we're looking for in here due to the order flow right now. Okay. Now you can see the book is starting to show actually a bit more on the bid here. So it's kind of back and forth right now, right? So this is where the order flow matters. Like in order flow, what I mean by that is the orders in the order book. Okay, the transactions and the price structure and the order flow, the order book. Okay, so it's this context of these three elements. That context is exactly the same in your DOM. Okay, so here's your bid over here. Here's your ask over here. In the middle, this is last traded quantity. This is the aggressors on the sell side. These are the aggressors on the buy side. Again, it's those three elements. There's one element that's missing in here, and that is market structure. Now, you do have a profile that gives you some market structure, but that's it. That's all you have. Okay. Now, we have much more market structure in here, and we have historically an insight to what is going on in the order book. And that gives much, much deeper insight. All right. So, again, it's all about that context in here. And once we start to see that context shift and change, or give us insight, we have an edge. Okay, and we look for that. Okay, so look at this one right here. Here's a bit of a bid underneath. Are we getting buyers here? If we get buyers here, I will look for a move up into 97, 97 and a half. Okay, we got a few buyers. Now it's back up here again. Okay, do we find buyers? Not yet. Not yet, but the bid looks pretty good. And we found some sellers take on these buyers here. Now they traded through. Okay, we didn't know that was going to happen. Okay, but there was more aggressive sellers here that traded into this bid and through it. Now watch this. We can get back up above these guys here, and in fact, we can even put in an order at that point and look for that. There we go. We're already in. Okay, and since we're using our bracketed orders, they already show up. Okay, so and then I'm just looking for the move up to here. Okay, I'm looking for this to be trap sellers in here that traded to the downside. Now they're going to get a squeeze here to the upside. and I'm just looking for it to trade up to here. Okay, that's it. Okay, guys, you can do this all day long in Bookmap, right? And just if this is the kind of trading you're interested in, then it's available here. Okay, you don't have to be waiting all day long for one trade to look for like 10 or 15 or 20 points. Okay, so you can look for many of these very high probability trades on much lower time frames. Okay, get a few points out of it. Okay, look at the sellers hitting the bid here. Okay, so now they're going to get squeezed here, or is that someone just dumping? We don't know yet. Are there buyers up here? Yeah, they're still buying here. So let's see them try to still squeeze up into this high liquidity. Okay, the bid is still strong. There is a little bit, see that there's no selling there. Okay, now look at that. Look at that guy come in. This is one player came in with about 500 orders and totally skewed the auction here. Now we didn't know that was going to happen. Now that went in our favor, right? And look at him again. Now this is the same player. Here, pulled it, added it up here. Again, 500 contracts. We didn't know that was going to happen. So we got lucky on that, right? Oh, hold on. It looks like I am. And now all of a sudden I'm short. Okay. Something's a little screwy in here. I think it's with this. My multi-bracket somehow. Don't know. Yeah, I can reconfigure it though. Anyway, I wanted to demo the multi-brackets for you guys, but anyway, let's just move on. All right, so we're flat now, and that's that. All right. So anyway, we were still trying to go over our big picture plan here. We haven't looked at the higher time frames yet. Okay, so we've just been scalping smaller little areas at the moment. Okay, so we got Chairman Powell speaking at 12. We had some manufacturing data that had a little effect on the market, but not much. And then what are some of the big elements this week? Okay, well, we have not a whole lot, really. Retail sales tomorrow. That's about it. I mean, there's always other data points, but the big that's the bigger one. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our higher time frames as well and get a feel what's going on here. All right, so it's been really back and forth up here, guys. All-time highs. Very bullish move in here. This is the daily over here on the left. And as we know, beautiful flag pattern in here, continuation pattern. This is how it works. You've got a lot of buyers and continuation, and then market takes like several days off in here, back and forth, before more buyers down at the bottom edge here, and then they really pick it up again, and then it breaks out, it closes up higher. We got our continuation move for several days, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we had all-time highs, and then the sellers came in and pushed it right back down to the bottom of that range. Buyers pushed it right back up, and then it closed in the middle. Now we're having more buyers coming in today. Okay, so we have momentum here still to the upside, right? So the hourly here in the middle, and looking for the buyers to test the swing high here from Friday. And let's see if we can get back up. And here's the 15-minute chart. And looking for this kind of 57.04, 05 area, somewhere around up in here for the buyers to test. Now, look at this in here. And note that this back and forth in here, and all of a sudden we found sellers. Now, this was on Friday. Okay, so pretty severe move to the downside after going to the all-time highs here. Where did those sellers come in? Well, right in here. This is where those sellers came in, and that's where they're being tested right now. Okay, so likely around this 5,700 is what we're testing right now. So are we going to still find more buyers up in here, or are we just going to kind of go back and forth in here in this previous range up here like before on Friday? Okay, you can see the gap that we had this morning, and it's a gap and go so far. Okay, there was well, I guess we did a little bit of a retracement here, but we've continued on up. Right, so yeah, still looking for more buyers to try to squeeze higher up into like this 04 area here. Okay, that's our bigger picture. That's what we're looking for. Right, so now question is, like, how do we get involved in this? Okay, now that we've taken a look at this in here, and look at the liquidity up here on the 04 or 05. Right, there it is. So let's take a look. Where might we be able to get involved? Right, we've already missed this breakout here, and then pull back, and then more buyers again breaking out here. Okay, so maybe we can get a bit more of a pullback. Where might a pullback go? Well, down to maybe the swing here around 98.5. Okay, we can put a little market structure on this and try to understand where we might find more buyers. Okay, I would say that I'd be looking for more buyers down here, okay, around 98. Okay, we might not get a move down there. We might find more buyers up in here, and we currently are. Good morning, Caesar. All right, let me see any questions over here in YouTube. We got a lot more people in here now on YouTube. Morning, Hector. There's like the Bollinger Band type of, well, this kind of band around the price action. It's a larger player. It's right here in our large lot tracker. It shows it, and it's an algo that is just kind of following the market. The ES right now is this larger player really stands out, okay, and is blowing out the heat map for us, and that's makes it less insightful, but it's the true condition of the market. I mean, this is the order flow. This is the true order flow. Now, in the Trader Map Pro product, we filtered majority of it out. You can still see it kind of traces in here, but anyway, yeah, let's. You can see this liquidity in here at 03, and then also up at 07 has been in the book a little longer. It's a little different. Also, this 05 is starting to show some interest as well. Right? So we know that that's where we have some supply here. Based on my experience, what would be the best method of interpretation? Approach a breakout of initial balance or the impulse move? Well, yeah, I don't really follow too much the initial balance. I'm just looking for buyers and sellers. And that's actually what the initial balance kind of does. It's just the first hour of trading. The whole idea behind it is just within the first hour of trading, where are the buyers and sellers at that point? Because a lot trades. If we take a look at our 15-minute chart or our hourly chart in here, you'll see the actually get rid of the on a minute. Okay, so that volume smile down here, right? Here's the open, a lot of trading, and then it tapers off, and then it picks up at the end of the day. Same in here, right? So actually a lot more here due to this this drop in the beginning of the session. Cash session tapers off in the afternoon and then picks up, or tapers off midday and then picks up end of the day. Okay, so you'll see that again and again and again. That's why the initial balance can be important, as you want to understand the majority of traders. For me, I just, my experience is look for the buyer, that context between these buyers and sellers. Like in here, that's quite a bit of buying. Okay? It broke out from the swing here on volume. That's what I want to know. I want to know who's on the other side though too. Like, are these buyers meeting the sellers, and are they starting to absorb a lot of that buying? So this is strong. Okay, so I know that, and I would look for continuation due to that. But now look at it up here. Okay, look at the sellers coming in now. Okay, so I would actually look for sellers to retest down here to this swing, or maybe where it broke out from down here, right? Because this is not what we're looking for a continuation move. It might just go back and forth in here and just chop around. All right, let me see who else has some questions in here. Hector, I don't have any studies like that for how often does the initial balance fail or continue a breakout. Like I said, not really looking at that. I'm looking at the condition of the buyers or sellers, and that's what matters to me. Yeah, and the tape has to be really strong to break some of those, for example, some of those initial balance swings. Okay, what you're looking for in a breakout trade or an impulse move is you're looking for that volume. It's like I kind of view it like it's like a rocket ship. To break the bounds of gravity, it needs a lot of thrust. So in this case, for the market to break out from an area where it's comfortable to trade in value, it needs a lot of buyers to move it away, or a lot of sellers to move it away. Okay, and that's how I read it. Okay, and that's who's in control now. Now, how much power did they have here? Pretty good. 98 on up to 2.5 or so. Right, so anything that's like kind of 3 points or above is pretty good, typically, right? Now that depends. So there's the measurement for me is how many points it's moved and how much volume is within that point. Also the those points, but also the consistency of that move. I want to see the consistent buying all the way through. Okay, and it's not bad in here. There's a little bit of a hiccup here, a little bit of a pullback, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is not good up here. Right now it's starting to exhaust out. We're not finding buyers up in here now. Okay, so we would look for some back and forth in here at this point. Right, that's what we said. Or we might get a pullback and the pullback might come down into these previous areas where it broke out from. All right, let's jump back here. Let's look for some opportunities in here. Okay, so yeah, we were just covering it, and we put some market structure in here with the trend lines. Again, you know, just trying to keep things really simple in terms of value areas, and then lifts away from value areas, and this is a lift away from it here. Okay, so now will it continue? Well, I don't see anything right now to tell us that this will continue. The only bullish thing in here right now is that it's still accepting higher. That's it. Okay, so, and that counts, but I don't see the buyers yet. In fact, they kind of exhausted out, and we see some sellers here. Okay, now a little bit of buying coming in. Now we don't know. I mean, all of a sudden there might be a tremendous amount of buying right now. Okay, and that could make perfect sense. If we do, then you know, we'd probably get a bit of a squeeze here, because we have these sellers in here that they're going to have to cover. Okay, if they're short-term traders, they're selling up at, you know, these areas in here, and then here comes the potential squeeze right now. Okay, again, more sellers in here. We're right back again with buyers now. And yeah, there's really no clarity here at the moment. Okay, so there was some buyers. The sellers came back in and counteracted. So as you can see in here, we're not getting those buyers up in here. Okay, now it may rotate back up. We may get them when we get a nice little breakout. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like you know, the way that well, our education is based off of this. It's all based off of you know, looking at these, that as we kind of went through that scalping exercise, understanding the order flow in here, the context of these three elements: market structure, volume or transactions, and then also the order book. Okay, and then taking that and this understanding here, because it's not about the candlesticks. You know, it really, especially on these time frames, the only time that, and the only instance that time frame candlesticks make any sense to me, to be honest, is like for a period that is measured, like for the day, for example. That makes good sense to me, because then the day ends, there is a new session. The week ends, there is a new session. The month ends, or the year ends, whatever. That makes really good sense to me, but these other time frames just don't. I mean, I do think the time frame of the pre-market makes good sense, understanding that, but yeah, and then the cash market, that makes good sense to me. There's going to be a lot of traders that are trading only the cash session, and they're going to be extremely reactive to some of these swings and highs and lows in here. Okay? And that makes good sense to me. But otherwise, this is what makes sense to me on these smaller time frames. I don't want to see a division of time here. Okay? I want to understand the context of the transactions within the market structure and the auction. Where are they bidding? Where are they offering? Yeah, Market Pulse. I use Market Pulse. I can show you. I try to keep it simple during these webinars, but we can add the Market Pulse tool on here. And I use a variety of different Market Pulse indicators. I really like the pace of tape. I also really like the volume pressure imbalance. Okay, here. Okay. And we can also look at the order book pressure or even price change here. Okay, so the price change would be, I kind of use it like ATR. Okay, so when the price has changed a bunch, and I start to get maybe traders giving insight that the trend is over or that move is over, then I've got something nice. And the reason being is that take a look at it here. You can look at it. You can study it. How much kind of back and forth is there on a move? How many points does it go? Okay, so here, for example, here's a pretty good move, right? So if we get a breakout, then here, I would look for this move to continue on up into about 6, 5.5, whatever, here, right? So that would be your ATR. Now you can use price change with your Market Pulse as well. Okay, so let's add it here. Okay, and now this is note that these are all for the ES. Now let's create another one up here, and I'm going to add in the order book pressure imbalance and sweeps order book pressure imbalance. Okay, and just so we don't go crazy, let's bring down the volume of all these. Yeah, there we go. All right, so pace of tape is picking up, right? Okay, that gives some insight. So let's look for it here. Okay, are we going to get our buyers take this guy on and trade through it? No, not yet. Back and forth. Okay, volume pressure is actually on the sell side. Price change has been not too much. There we go. It's starting to. I mean, price change is going to give us a kind of a skewed. There's our breakout. Shoot, just missed it. We can try to get a pullback here, and let's see. Now, is that enough volume for me to buy in here? And I'm going to shy away from it. I'm still looking for 05, 06. There it goes. But this is not enough volume on the breakout for me. Okay. Now let's take a look at this in here. So we just got the move we are looking for, and we measured this one over here. Okay, and we're using price change. It actually started to sound off as well, and gave us some insight. So here now, if we start to see some exhaustion on the buy side, then we probably have some movement back and forth in this little range that just broke out. Okay, makes sense. Okay, because we have kind of a tangible move that's a price change, and then we look for maybe some of the Market Pulse tools in here to help us out a little bit, give us some insight that there's some selling coming in. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the order flow. All right, well, you can see that it did auction up in here, but we're starting to get some sellers here. And a bit more. Let's see if the sellers can drop it down to about 03 or so. Okay, now let's take a look at, 03. All right, is this something we want to buy? Okay, well, the order book's not bad. We get our buyers coming back in, a little bit. Let's give it a shot here. And I'm chasing it. There we go. Okay, and just look for a move to the top of the range here. Okay, so just due to this movement back and forth, okay, we're just trading the range in here, and that's it. Right, so we had our breakout. We're looking for the pullback, got it, and then we're looking for the continuation, or I'm sorry, the move to the top of the range in here. Okay, now the order book's still on our side. Okay, see the bid. Okay, now what about the aggressors? Well, it's kind of back and forth right now, not too helpful. And actually now we're seeing a bit of selling in here. Okay, so pull back to our entry here, and then now we're getting buyers, right? And it's auctioning here again a little bit, not much. Okay, is that enough to retest this little swing here? No, but now it is. Right, so let's see if we get filled. And it just didn't want to fill us. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, DK, we just went through example using Market Pulse. Do I find it useful? Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is what I like about it. Like we just went through and we have 4 different algos here for Market Pulse. And they're all for the ES. That's good. That helps us. However, what I really like about Market Pulse is I'm going to close all of these now. And we're going to add it for the NQ. Okay, and we're just going to switch all of them here to the NQ. Sweeps in here. I still have sweeps for some reason. I'm going to get rid of this one. All right, so I'm going to change it here to the NQ. I can also add it for the N. I can add them both in here together. And let's do that actually. Okay, so there's the order book pressure for both books. And here's the NQ for the pace of tape. Okay. And then also for the volume pressure in here, we're going to add the NQ. Okay. And also for price change, add the NQ. Okay. So now I've got something a little bit better. I've got a correlated market added into the ES. So I'm looking for when all of these will give some insight in here, with not just the ES. Okay, we can also add. I've got NVIDIA here. I can look for example, I can put in NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple. I need to open those symbols up and then add one Market Pulse widget that would include all 3 of those symbols. So that'll give me insight to these bellwether stocks that will make the market index move. So therefore I should have a bit of an edge, right? I should be able to see when those are moving, and then the ES will move as well. Right? So the beauty of it, and let me just show it. I'll bring it up, and we'll just close all these again in here, and let's add in Apple. Okay, and we'll get some insight here. And let's add in Microsoft. Right, and then we'll click on Market Pulse here. Okay, and we're going to recreate these. Now, hold on a minute. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? I know it works for stocks. So let's just go over here and take a look. Yeah, I'm using a, okay. I'm sorry about that. I won't be able to demo it unless yeah, I'm using a different version here of Market Pulse. Okay, so it's I'm testing it for the developers in here. So actually, maybe I can get rid of my Market Pulse here. Yeah. Okay, hold on a minute. It's not even listed here. Okay. Hold on a minute. Hard to read sometimes in here. Market Pulse, where is it? Back to the ES. It's at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Move it. And I'm going to go back to NVIDIA and then we'll add it. Come back down and install it here. There we go. Ready to use. Okay, now I have my stocks, right? Actually, we'll keep it simple here. We'll just look at volume, pressure, and balance right now, and we're going to look for pace of tape. I really like that one. Pace of tape for Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and we're going to deselect the ES. Okay, and we're gonna click play. All right, and we'll add another one. We can look at the new one up here. We can also look at volume, pressure, and balance. Okay, and same thing. Okay, we'll look at these three and press play. All right, here we go. So you can already hear it over in YouTube, the pace of tape picking up. And let's jump over to the ES. Well, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for that continuation move here. There's a bit of a pullback. Let's see if we can jump in there on the pullback. Okay, there's still, pace of tape is still picking up on those stocks. So we're still looking for going higher here. Okay. All right, so pace of tape still picking up on the buy side. No reason to get out yet. So DK, does this help you understand like how to use this tool? And now it's starting to pull back a little bit, or quiet down a little bit after this big move. Okay, volume pressure as well. Let's see if we get another big move here. Nothing yet. Okay, buyers, let's see it here. Let's see if we get our stocks here starting to pick up. Okay, volume pressure is picking up on the stocks. So we're looking at the ES though, right? So we want the ES to follow through. It's weird that it's not at the moment. Maybe it's just it'll come here in just a minute. Right, because these are the bellwether stocks first, and we're looking for them to pick up, and then maybe just a little bit of a delay in the index. Okay, good. Glad it helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Happy to go through this stuff. You know, this stuff, it works. The use case scenarios are the play around with something that find that works for you. And use these tools together. Okay, so now everything's kind of quieting down a little bit, right? So I don't know. Do we want to take profit? Do we have any reason to get out yet? Maybe we can manage it a little bit closer. Or are we looking for a breakout today into all-time highs here and continuation? Okay. If so, well then maybe we want to widen out our stops, and we'll take a small loss here if it happens. But we'll take a big profit if we get our trend continuation on a breakout today. Okay, so that's the way we're going to play it here. And let's see if we can get a move here. At least for now, that's the way we're going to play it. Okay, so pace of tape on Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia starting to pick up a little bit there on the buy side. That's a good sign. Volume pressure starting to pick up as well. That's a good sign. So now we're looking for like a pretty big move. I'd love to see this pick up a bit more. And let's see if we can get this move here. Okay, more buying. Okay, at least in the ES here. Now, stocks haven't told us much yet. Yeah, sure. You can use the top 7, Magnificent 7 if you want, Matthew. No problem. Yeah. I haven't really looked at crude oil recently, Stephen, but yeah, definitely. And we don't have a whole lot of requests for crude. It's usually, to be honest, most people have been wanting to look at gold after the stock indexes. Okay, a bit of selling coming in. Some back and forth right now. Cleaner moves. That's funny. A little bit of a funny thing to say. I don't know about that. I think I don't know. I personally really like the way the Nasdaq moves, but we can add crude and take a look here. Did you guys watch that the webinar here? Let me show you on YouTube. If you haven't, the one we had with Axia Futures, we put it into a playlist here, Axia Futures, and there's two different webinars in here. So if you're interested, one that we're going over that information right now about how to place your stops. We had an example on a breakout, and we went through like how how to trail your stop on a breakout. And it can be tricky, but the beauty in Bookmap is you got the heat map, right? So trail your stop. Now you wouldn't have a take profit really, Now, if you do, what you can do though is just move this away. You know, right now I have it up by this high liquidity here, but you know, how much of a move are you looking for here? Let's just suppose it's like somewhere around 50 S&P points. Okay, so yes, from 75 on up, something like that. So maybe we, you know, 75 to 25, that's about right. But yeah, maybe we can move it up a little bit. You know, so we're putting an expectation in here for a trend move. And let me just I'll open it up here, because a very simple process in here, but so powerful, of moving your stop up, you know, on a trend. So here is our breakout and our move, and then we moved our stop up here below this high liquidity here. Okay, but note the area: high liquidity, breakout here, high liquidity from offer, now on the bid here, and we can move our stop up. Now the same up here, okay, because you're looking for trying to just give yourself some room in here, and move your stop up along the way. So you might move it to this little area here, or once it starts to kind of clear this area right in here at 55.30, once it starts to clear that, you can move your stop up to here just below it. Right, so that's what we're kind of emulating here as well, right? So we put our stop down here at this 05 level that we originally were looking for, that test, right, around there. So, and we're looking to try to get a runner now out of this. So we don't want to trail it too tightly here. All right, so let's you want to look at take a look at Crude, Stephen. You can do that. Yeah, we can take a quick look. What's the current contract on it? Is it the Q? Is it August? Yeah, okay. Just have to make sure I check in on that one. Is it loading? Shoot, what did I do here? Oh, CME, that's why. Okay. Here, we can delete these. Okay, CLQ4, go. All right, so yeah, we're still this thing is breaking out all-time highs, and still running here. Okay, so we're just going to let it run, and we'll move our stop up when we think it's necessary. Okay, we'll look for that high liquidity underneath. It might be this little area here around 10. Okay, right now we're keeping it down below this 05 here. All right, let's jump over to Crude, take a quick look, see what's happening. Yeah, for you guys that are experiencing you know, that heat map issue, of course, with the S&P and the NQ, and you don't like it, maybe try a different market. That's another you know, thing. Maybe it's an excuse to just give it a shot and look at something like Crude, and see if you like it. Look at gold. Look at the Russell. Look at the YM. Okay, let's actually, we'll take a look at the Russell here as well. Okay, we'll go back to the CME, and I think I got it here. Yeah. Yeah, I know Steven Scott Pulcini hates this market. I believe he says it will always come back and you know, retest, um, or many times it does. Anyway, and he's, you know, highly manipulated, and you know, a lot of people say that. Um, Also gold. Uh, you can see that kind of, you know, behavior here also in the Russell, right? And that Trader Map Pro would filter some of this out maybe here. All right, well, look at the, you know, these bellwether stocks. Tech is still leading the way here by quite a bit. That pace of tape picking up. Okay, let's take a look. How are we doing? Yeah, we're still in it, right? Where can we can move our stop up maybe to here, right? How about here? And it's just around our break even, in fact. Okay, so we're going to move it up now to about there. Look at that pace of tape pick up. Now, sell side as well now on some of the stocks. Right, so I don't know if that gives you any insight or not, but volume pressure also picking up. Yeah, this is the thing that's really tricky about you know, breaking out to highs. Is, you know, if you didn't get in, um, you're kind of missing it, right? And how can you could, I mean, boy, you could splice in. It's just you never know, like with the risk. Like in here, some of these moves, like, you know, impulse move, some chop, and then you see that buying coming back in. So you know, there's different ways to splice back in or add into that trade, scaling in and scaling out. Like maybe you'd scale out some up here. It just traded into high liquidity here at 15. But you know, once you're out, right? So we only have one contract on, so then we would miss it. Now we can probably move it up, maybe even a little bit more. You know, around this 08.5 or so. Now let's take a look. It's still pretty strong, still breaking out. Okay, volume pressure picking up as well. Here, I'm going to bring down the sound just a little bit here, guys. It's kind of driving me nuts. And it's a good thing. It's driving us in the right direction, at least. All right, let's see. It's 11:20 here, East Coast time. European close is coming up. Another thing to filter in here, or factor in, you know, are a lot of traders going to be, you know, maybe this is it for Monday. They're looking to take their profits and call it a day from European session, or are we going to continue on here? The order flow right now, I mean, we just traded up into this high liquidity here, and we can see it's just kind of everything just going a little sideways here at the moment. not finding those buyers in the S&P. Okay, pace of tape though still picking up here for these stocks, so still looks good. Okay, look at the volume pressure also picking up here, so we should continue here. Yeah, that's right, Alois. So we do have Powell speaking as well. So might be a good time to also consider managing your trade around that time. That'll be in another like 40 minutes or so, right? And that's going to move the market. All right, guys. Well, let's see. There doesn't seem to be any other questions. We demoed quite a few things today, so we can go over more tomorrow. If there's no other questions, I guess maybe Stephen will take a look at Crude. Crude continued on up as well with the market, but just shy of this high liquidity here, up at this 82.22. And we see some selling now coming back in, pulling it back down. Where will it go? I mean, bottom of the range right here. It's already there, but we've got also where it broke out from down here, 81.90 or so, about 10 cents lower here, potentially. We'll see. Maybe it just rejects off of this little area in here, low volume node, and then comes back up into this range here. Right. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. Let's call it a day. Thanks for coming, everybody. If you like this, hey, please hit the like button. That helps us out, and let us know what kind of education that you're looking for. Anything else that you'd like us to cover? I mean, we have a new footprint tool as well that we've been demoing. And we just have so many things, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of them and then how to use them. That's the most important part. If you want to integrate it within your trading, we have stuck with the heat map, just these three elements. All our education is based off of these three elements of price structure, transactions, and the order book. Okay, the liquidity, and understanding these three elements. And the context there. There are many different things and tools that we have that you can look at more insight, market pulse, for example. And again, the insight here for this market pulse tool is I don't need to have 10 different monitors now, or 3 or 4 different monitors. I have this little widget that is showing me the pace of tape of 3 bellwether stocks. That's it. I have my correlations right here, and that's all I need. For me, that's an edge. Okay, that I also have the volume pressure as well. So now I have some insight here without looking away from the instrument I'm trading, which is great. Right? So anyway, please hit the like button there, give us a thumbs up, and we'll connect tomorrow and cover how this all went out, sussed out yesterday. All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.